Hey YouTube, what's up? Welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be talking about something that has been on my mind for a while, and that is escaping the UK. This is something that I know a lot of people are facing right now. They are in a position, and maybe you are in this position right now as well, that you're kind of feeling a bit fed up being in the UK, and you're thinking about maybe moving out, moving somewhere else, a different country, different location. So I wanted to talk about this and explain what I think you need to do before you even consider moving out of the country and moving to somewhere different. Because it all comes down to making money, it all comes down to giving yourself options and making sure that you're in a position where you're able to actually do this. Now, I'm not going to get into all the politics side of it in this video. That's not why I wanted to make it. This is going to be primarily how you can change your situation so that you give yourself options so that you can then move out of the country if you want to. Because the UK at the moment is just a bit of a mess. I'm going to be honest. You probably know what I mean. I'm not going to go into details, but there's a lot of things going on right now, and it just really isn't a great place to live. I will be honest. So what do you do from here? If you're living in the UK and maybe you work in a job, you've got a business, maybe you're part-time in a job, whatever, how do you actually change your situation if you've had enough of the country? And this might not necessarily just be the UK. You might be in a different country to where I am. But I'm going to sort of talk more about the UK in this video because our country is a bit of a mess. And I know there's a lot of people in a situation right now and kind of feeling like I am and just a bit fed up with the way things are headed in this country. And I'm going to share with you some of the things that I think that you need to do that are very, very important. These are things that I'm working on right now in my own business, doing things myself online. And I have been for a while, trying to get myself in a position so that I'm ready to actually move out if I actually want to. So if you're in a position where you're just fed up and you're sick and tired of how things are being run in the UK and you want to escape and just move, maybe move somewhere different, maybe you want to move to the other side of the world, it might be to the Mediterranean, it might be to the US, it doesn't matter where it is. I'm going to share with you some things that I feel are very important that you have to do now, as soon as possible before you even think about moving out anywhere else. Because it's all about giving yourself options. If you are able to make money, and it all comes down to making money, if you're able to make money on the move, then it doesn't matter where you go, you can still make money. And this is what I found. More and more people now are waking up to the fact that if you've got some kind of a digital business, you can move pretty much anywhere else in the world, because you know, as long as you've got a laptop, as long as you've got a mobile phone, an iPad, computer, desktop, whatever it is that you work from, you're able to make money. And if you set things up in such a way in a digital business, you can make money from any location that you go to. And I've said this before, coffee shops, airports, you can work from hotels. If you're on vacation, you go on a holiday, work from the beach, around a pool. Obviously, you can work from home. I shoot these videos sometimes from my car where I am right now, so you can do it on the move, you can do it on the train. Wherever you are, if you've got a digital business, you can just whip your phone out and make some content and make a video. And of course, there are other things you need to do. You can't always create everything on the move, on the fly. Sometimes you will need to sit down at your computer, at your desktop, and actually make content. That is sometimes how it has to be. But sometimes you can just create content like I do on the fly and just whip my phone out, put the phone on my windscreen and then just make a quick video like I am right now. I've got a coffee and this is sometimes what I do. So if you're trying to get into a position where you can give yourself options, you need to be able to make some money on the move. And this means having a digital business so that you're able to make money without you being geographically restricted to one location. And this is the great thing about an online business. Over the years, I've made money where I've been in all different places, on holiday, on the road, on the train, on the bus, on a plane, and I sometimes check my phone and I've made some sales. And this is how you need to set things up, because it's all well and good you saving money up and having some money saved, but when you do decide to actually move abroad somewhere, you still need an income. And even if you don't plan on staying somewhere permanently, you still need to be able to make some money. So it's no good you just having some money saved in the bank, because that money will quickly go down. You know, as you need to eat, you need to stay in hotels, you know, you need some accommodation wherever it is you go. So that money will quickly go down. So you need to set yourself up in such a way that you've got the ability to make money on the move. On the move. And this is what it all comes back to. This is really what it all comes back to. You need to get yourself in a position that you can make money wherever you are. And when you do this, you're not geographically restricted. You can work from anywhere in the world. So that's the number one thing that you need to work on. If you're fed up in your current situation and you're thinking about moving out, moving abroad, going somewhere different, because I am, for the first time ever, I'm now actually sort of thinking about it a little bit more. I don't know what the future holds, but I never used to feel like this living in the UK. But over the last few years, it's got worse and worse and worse. And I'm now thinking about moving out at some point over the next few years. I don't know where yet. I honestly don't know. I've got a few ideas. But you have to get yourself in a position where you're able to make money on the move. And it's not just about making money. You need a way of doing it which is going to be airtight and is going to be sustainable. It's no good you just making a few bucks here and there, a few commissions, a few sales here, a few ebooks sales, and you know, you need some type of a plan moving forward where you can actually make money on the move, so that wherever you go in the world, that money doesn't stop. That continues to grow. Your business continues to grow. So then this brings us on to the next question, which is, well, what the hell do you do? Do you just promote other people's stuff? Do you build a bit of a business? Do you become a content creator? Well, that's only something that you can decide on. There's all different ways to make money, but you have to decide, and I've made videos about this before. You have to decide on where your interest is, where your skills are, and I've made a whole new video on this before. So I've got other stuff on my channel where I talk about how to actually choose a market to go into, choose a niche, and then build a business around that. But you have to decide on, do you go all in and build a real business, you know, a proper business where you serve customers and clients? Or do you create a little bit of a side hustle where you're making a little bit of money? And if you wanted to make a little bit of money, a great way to do that is just create offering services. So you could go to some of these service type sites where you write articles, you could create or do some graphic design for customers, and you get paid either by the hour or you get paid by the project, you know, by each project that you complete. So you've got places like Fiverr. There's another site called People Per Hour. And although it's called People Per Hour, you don't actually always get paid per hour. You can just charge people per project. And I sometimes go there to get some work done for myself. So if I've got any work that I need doing on any of my websites, some graphic design and stuff that I don't really want to do or I can't do, I'll go there, post my project, and people will bid on it. And then I'll say, I want this doing for $50, and people will come and bid on it. And that's how I get people to do it. And you obviously look at their reviews, and then you end up choosing someone based on that. So that's some way you could do. You could start with make money on someone like that and do jobs for people. You could do that. That's a way to make money, and a lot of people don't know about that. That's called peopleperhour.com, I think it is, but just Google people per hour. So that's one place you could go. There's other places like that as well. But you have to be able to make money. You have to be able to generate some type of an income wherever you are, even if it's $300, $400, $500 a month. If you're on the road, and as long as you don't spend too much money, I mean, again, this depends if you've got a family, if you've got kids that you have to take with you as well, then of course you need a bit more money. You know, you're going to need at least a couple of grand a month. And that means that you're going to have to build that income up to $2,000 to $3,000 a month before you actually decide to move out of the UK. So what do you do? Where do you go from here? And what type of business model do you use? Well, the first thing you need to understand is that you need to learn and master. Well, I wouldn't even say always master. You definitely need to learn, and you can improve as you go. And that is learn as many online skills as you can. Skills that are actually going to put money in your pocket. Things like building a website, writing emails, email marketing, writing emails, building a basic WordPress website, creating a mini product, how to make a simple video, a little bit of social media. These are all basic skills you need to just be able to make a start and create a little bit or have a little bit of a presence on the internet. And if you're not sure where to start, you can go over to coffeeshopincome.com. That's a members area, completely free, nothing to pay, and I'll teach you all the skills you need to know. So coffeeshopincome.com, completely free to join. You can go and check it out whenever you want. But that's what you need to do. You need to learn these skills, and then you can use these skills to then progress, build your income, build a full-blown business if you want to, and then that's going to give you options. But until you do this, you're going to be completely stuck, because you need to make sure that you're in a position where you're able to make money. You don't necessarily have to be making a ton of money before you decide to move out of the UK or move out of your country, whichever country you're currently living in, but you do have to know the basics. So at least that's going to give you a little bit of a step up moving forward, so you know then how to progress and how to build things from there. You just build a little bit of momentum, and then once you're up and gone, you can then continue things from there. But now is the time to be building. It's no good you sat around moaning about things if you're not out there trying to improve things and trying to improve your situation. It isn't that difficult to figure out how this internet stuff works, but you do have to learn, because it is different to the offline world. It isn't a case of you turn up every day and work, and for the hours that you put in, you get paid. It isn't like that. You can use systems. You've got lots of automation software, which will pretty much run your business without you being there. So it's almost like you've got all of these salespeople working for you in the background, but they come in the form of automation software, like email software, and whenever you get customers and you generate subscribers, if people want your free report or some free training from you, everything is delivered automatically. So you don't have to be there every day to actually run your business, but you do need to know how to set this stuff up. It's no good you just coming up with a plan on moving out somewhere or choosing a destination to move to, and then when you get there you start learning how to build an online digital business, because you need to be learning this now, in my opinion. It's up to you, but my opinion, my advice is learn this stuff now, spend a bit of time here now while you're thinking about where to move to, what to do, and what the future really holds for you, your family, if you've got kids, because I know a lot of people right now are just so fed up, so damn fed up in the UK. Things have gone from bad to worse over the last few years. As I said, I'm not going to go into all the politics side of it and start talking about specific issues, because you know as well as me what they are. But there's things that you need to really think about before you just get up and move, because if you don't have an online income, or if you don't have an income at all, you're going to be really limited and stuck as to what you can do. So build your skills now. Now's the time to go and learn. Now's the time to go and learn. Now's the time to start to build if you haven't already. If you have, just continue learning as much as you can and just implement what you learn, make mistakes, and then progress from there. But if you want to know how to build a complete business, I actually created a video recently giving you a full business roadmap and blueprint. So above this video, you can actually see that video as well. And you can go through that video, and I'm sure that will really help you out. So thanks for watching. I hope that really helps. And don't forget to go and check out coffeeshopincome.com if you do want any extra training as well. So I'll see you in the next video.